Hey, it's your narrator here. Thank you so much for listening to our tale. Special thanks to our subscribers on Ko-Fi, Scav, Xbox Unofficial, Kane, Sky, Maelstrom Star, Flowerfield, and David Draws. Your support means more you can know. Our background music is by Marika Shans, with a closing by Cody, and an opening by Ben McElroy. Our art is by our very own Corey, voice of Virgil. Now why don't you sit with me and look up at the sky? You see the stars? They're telling us a story, if we want to listen.
Alright, so, last time we all met each other, you all decided to kidnap someone in jail. And you did pretty good. Wiley's with you now. The escape wasn't easy. You got out of the guard's way, sure, but then there were some cacti that caused you trouble. A little too much trouble. Lucky for you, the devil was round. You should know that they've got a pretty good eye on the deserts out there. They made you an offer. 3 souls. They'll help you out with Scar, put her back in her place in the mirror she belongs. But y'all don't want to jump into decisions too fast, I get it. You can think about it under that dome, up near Enosh, where the devil's brought you. Sorry, I'm sure you're wondering who I am. You'll find out in time. Where did we leave off?
So it's Aelin, right?
I think it was you, Kirit. You were walking along the ley lines, talking to someone who's not really there. I get it, me too. You hear nothing from Lo.
Kirit turns around and makes his way back to camp.
Did you have a nice walk?
It was quiet.
Let's go out here. Before I forget, I want to make sure Mela got back alright. Is there anything else I should ask her?
Maybe if you could do so discreetly, if she could get a read on Scar's mood?
Yeah, I can do that. That's it? Alright, okay. And they'll close their eyes and cast Sending. Mela, are you back safely? Are you with everybody else? Is Scar there? Is Doc there? What's going on?
Yeah, we're all here. Everyone's a little confused about where we sit, relationship-wise. That came off weird, The
thing is, I don't know what she's saying at all. The tensions between our two groups. Okay, she could have worded that better. It's just that it was kind of confusing, and I got lost. We want to meet up with them all, right?
Yeah, after the, whatever decision we have to make.
I don't want to ask them to come here to ambush them. If that's anyone's idea, I think maybe we should actually talk about that now.
Well, it's just, if we make this deal, there is a decision that has to be made about Scar, and if she is to find her way up here, I doubt she will be alone. It might get a little complicated.
I mean, to be fair, the devil did say that they would be the one to take care of the Scar situation if we went forward with it.
Yeah, look, Mela knows where we are, where we were going. If they want to find their way over here, they're going to do that. If they don't, they're going to fuck off. There's nothing we can do about that. But if you want to send to Jacques...
Yeah, I think I'd rather know if they're coming or not, and what their timeline's looking like, as far as travel goes.
I'm gonna check in, but we can continue to find this out throughout the week. I'd rather save at least one spell slot open at all times.
Yeah, that is wise.
Okay.
We'll workshop all of this as we go.
I do want to send to Jacques, but I'm just trying to think of what to say.
I love that Kian has canonized spell slots.
Aelin told them about spell slots.
Okay, wait.
It's because only warlocks have to think about it.
Yeah. They'll close their eyes again. Is everything actually going well over there? We're west of Enosh, going to investigate. I'd like to see you there. Think on it. I'm sure Mela will explain the rest.
She has explained. I'll see what I can do. I'd at least like to say goodbye before we separate. 1 week is a bit tight. Where do we meet?
Okay, I'm gonna rest a little bit so I can continue this conversation. Kian's gonna find a little space to set up a bed and rest for 30 minutes. Can we meet on the ley line between Donningham somewhere? Close to Enosh? We'll figure everything else out in between. Send whenever you need to, and I'll stay in contact.
Sounds good. Good luck with whatever you are doing. Poggers.
Sorry, one more time.
Good luck.
The poggers part wasn't canon, but the rest was.
Yeah, Kian will make sure that she takes like a good portion of watch that night.
So who takes first watch?
Kian will take the first 2.
Wiley takes watch with you, Kian, but they don't really seem to be taking watch so much as pacing back and forth around the camp. But they're up and awake, and they rolled, and they rolled perception.
Oh, it was 14.
It's fairly quiet. The sound of Wiley walking back and forth is perhaps a bit distracting for you, and you do feel, more so than on your journey to somewhere, the pull of the oceans. You are in proximity to the ley line still, and you can cling to that, but you can see danger on the horizon for you, Kian.
Ominous.
Second watch is Virgil.
She's quite agitated. There's an anxious, finger tapping that they try to still throughout the watch. A little bit of pacing as well. Although not at the same time as Wiley.
Perception.
Marigold rolled 2 1s in a row.
Nice. Can I roll for Blossom?
Yeah.
8. And me. Worse. I think that's a 3. We're doing really good.
Yeah, you don't notice
I
much.
guess.
And Virgil, you wanted to do ascending? Correct.
Yeah. I will use that last spell slot, and I will send to Errol. Last one for tonight. I'm sorry I dropped so much on you at once. Take your time. I'll check in tomorrow if I can.
We are idiots. Don't bother telling her. She wants to know who you're talking about.
Okay, what was that you were doing with Kian finger tapping? Yeah, Virgil's doing that too.
Oh no.
Okay.
Didn't think about that, did you?
What the fuck? I'm trying to think back to every Nico conversation I've ever had.
Yeah, you didn't mention.
Yeah, this is, I think maybe I told you around session 15 that there was something that could have been revealed way early on that wasn't.
This?
It was because you never brought up any other shepherd besides Rowan.
Wow. Problematic.
But maybe Nico does remember, you just haven't tested it out, have you?
It's so interesting too, because I think you would hint at it after sessions of yeah, are you gonna ask about the rest of them? And he'd be like, yeah, I think so. And then a session would come.
Hey, I actually think I'm capable of digging my own grave, but thank you for helping. I appreciate
It's
it.
okay, I do this kind of shit all the time.
Hear it. When you wake for third watch, you find yourself facing 3 visibly anxious
Little freaks.
people on watch.
We're all pacing in our little corner.
Yeah.
We've all dug our own little
That's always
trenches,
for third watch, pretty much. So make that 4.
Yeah. They're creating like a beautiful pattern in the ground, like these overlapping circles, spirals of pacing.
And Henry's sleeping like a baby.
Yeah.
He's still pass the fuck out to get rid of that exhaustion point.
Mm-hmm.
Is everything going all right so far?
Yeah, yeah, why wouldn't it have gone fine?
Never mind.
Kier, will you roll perception, please?
Marigold got a 20.
A nat 20?
Yeah.
Good
So
for her.
1, 1, and 20.
Kirit, you excuse the pacers to go to bed and start on your watch. You also, more so than your journey to somewhere, feel for you a very familiar pull and weight from the oceans. A sort of dread that you can't control, that you know from experience will increase as you make your way away from the ley lines. And maybe that's why you are distracted as well on your watch. But Marigold is locked in. Where does she sit when she takes watch?
I think often she'll find, like, the highest perch. She'll, like, fly in circles around and land.
Kirit, you glance up, at some point, just looking around on your watch. Catch Marigold's eye. She looks at you and her head turns to the side. And then she looks forward and you just see the shadowed outline of her graceful falcon body as she takes off and lets out an unfalcon-like and vanishes into the trees. About 15 seconds later, she reappears. She lands on your shoulder.
What does that mean?
She pecks at your cheek painlessly, just insistently.
Is there something out there? Can you coo twice for yes?
What is it, boy? Did Timmy fall down the well?
Okay, lead the way. I guess.
Marigold takes off, lands on a tree branch about 15 feet away, and looks back, waiting for you to follow.
Was Ox on the third watch or on the second one?
Ox is up.
Ox is awake. I think Ox has been smoking a cigar in camp and watching what the smoke does.
Your cigar smoke is curling up into the air and vanishing as normal until the falcon's wings disturb it. She flies by.
As soon as he sees Curate get up to start walking towards the woods, where do you think you're going? Alone?
Well, I don't know. It's really hard to tell what she's trying to tell me, and somebody should probably be awake to watch the camp, no?
Okay, I'm awake. I'm here. I'm figuring it out. 1 second.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry,
I can't sleep.
Oh, man. Okay.
Where? Sorry, it's almost like I woke up and one of us was about to walk off into the woods alone.
Not alone. Marigold.
That does not count.
Excuse me.
Tell me I'm dreaming.
Okay.
Virgil just gets up.
Keen's gonna look through Marigold vision.
You see 5 fools and Wiley.
Hey.
Not also a fool?
6 fools. As Marigold is looking back at you while waiting for you to follow.
Can you show me what you were looking at? What you saw?
You all look a little tired.
Marigold?
You can feel Marigold's concern.
Yeah, we're trying to sleep and get rest. So if you could show me what you saw that you want Kira to see.
Marigold flies off again.
Oh my god.
Only about 15-30 seconds for Marigold to fly at full speed. And you hear the sound of a simple tune playing before you see anything. It's the recognizable sound of a banjo, just being kind of picked at. Marigold lands at the edge of a small clearing, in the center of which there is a tree. And hanging from the tree, upside down, holding a banjo, you see a skeleton. It hangs by one of its ankles.
So I have a couple questions.
Yeah.
Its face turns towards Marigold, and you see the moonlight above reflect off of 2 coin eyes. It plays a tune and looks at Marigold and gives a little wave before it continues to play.
Does it have like its foot tucked on the branch, or is it like dangling by a rope?
Is it like
Dangling by a rope.
Oh, so we have a literal hanged man here. Okay. This is gonna go really well. No, May, can you remind me what that tarot card means really quick before we bumble into this?
No, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You're making a face, Kian.
Kian like startles out of Marigold vision. Okay, maybe I should check this out because there's like a skeleton guy playing a banjo.
A what?
Okay, that's a new one.
Actually, that sounds maybe like some ocean stuff that we should avoid.
I can't believe I'm going to ask this, but did you get any malicious intent off of the skeleton playing a banjo in a tree? Might as well, right? I mean, fuck, it's 3 in the morning. What?
No, actually, there. I'm kind of got like a little bit of a wave.
Fuck it, let's go find out.
Yeah, we can probably take him.
In a fight, right?
In a fight, yeah!
Do you guys leave Henry?
That was going to be the next question.
Henry's gotten enough sleep.
He gets 10 beautiful hours that wakes up, sketches, and everyone's
Wiley
gone.
is also here. Like, Wiley
Yeah.
has woken up during all this.
Henry's the only one who's asleep still.
Is Henry still asleep?
Yeah, I'm committing.
Let's wake Henry up and stay together.
Okay, but you have to do it.
Delilah's watching you all expectantly.
You have to ask permission, I think, first.
Delilah, can you wake up Henry?
She tilts her head expectantly in that dog way, where you gave them a command, but they're not quite sure how to interpret it, so...
Okay, speak?
Oh, don't worry about it. I'll just wake him up. And Ox will go over to shake Henry by the shoulder.
What?
Henry,
What?
we have to go into the woods as a group. There's something Marigold found.
You've never sounded more charmed.
No one seems particularly urgent in the sense of being attacked. It's just going into the woods.
Well, Marigold found something, and it sure does sound interesting.
So Marigold's charmed at least, and there's something...
Hang on, you didn't mention that part.
Well, I don't mean necessarily by a spell, but she definitely is
There's-
intrigued.
A very important difference. Do you know?
Yes, I do know.
So which one is it?
I don't think it's magic in that way, but we don't know, and so we need to check it out, right?
Okay. How far away is this thing?
Like 5-minute walk.
Okay, yeah, okay.
I'm saying this so that we don't go in blind.
No, yeah, I like that. I will wait a little bit longer to cast this spell then. I'll wait.
And as you all pack up to go, Wiley stands up and looks at you all and back at the camp. Should I be staying here or should I be following you?
I'd say probably following us.
Ocean rules, we gotta stay together.
They nod, just grip the dagger that you gave them a little
Great.
too tightly. And you all head off into the trees. Marigold does fly back to guide your way, sensing that the Kian is about to take off. And she's accustomed to this, so she stops just within your line of vision to guide you onwards. And Kian, just like you saw, the rest of you step into a small clearing. Nothing much, it's the kind of place you would just walk by without noticing if you were on a typical forest hike through the dangers of the oceans. But there is, indeed, hanging from a rope by the ankle, a skeleton.
I'm gonna cast Protection from Evil and Good on Curate.
The skeleton plays a simple, jolly tune on the banjo and turns its head to look towards all of you as you step into the clearing. It stands out against the darkness of the tree. The bones are bleached white, clean. And then, of course, there are the silvery eyes, the coins set into each of the eye sockets. Ain't y'all supposed to be sleeping?
I'd love to. Kian, what are we looking at specifically? I mean, aside from the obvious skeleton in a tree with a banjo, is there something special we're supposed to encounter?
Shit, you guys seen something?
Well, it's just... You have to admit, there's not many folk like you.
Actually, there's plenty. They just tend to stay underground.
Oh, can you care to elaborate on that, actually.
Can't.
There's also one in you, and one in you, and in you.
Yeah. May we ask what you are doing in this tree? How did you get here?
Playing a song.
Right.
It's a nice song.
Thank you. I'm a friend of the devil. I'll help you out get into this. What do you call it? Looks to you, Ox.
Well, I think the dome is what I've always known it as.
Yeah, the dome.
So we'll meet up and head out in the morning then?
I mean, that's what I was thinking, but sounds like y'all want to take off now. So someone untie this rope for me. We can be on our way.
How do we know that you're a friend of the devil?
The eyes.
Yeah, Kira just gestures.
The coin eyes.
Okay, it's just... Sometimes I feel like appearances aren't the only thing that we should be looking at. I'm so proud.
It stops playing. Well, shit, I didn't think about this. Kind of thought you just believed me, to be honest.
I'm like 75% there.
Can I insight check? Can I vibe check?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's do an insight check.
There's no possible equation to read, but go for it.
You can read tone.
Yeah,
The vibe.
10.
That was a nat 1. Ox is too smitten with the skeleton, unfortunately.
Or maybe would this be history? Like, have I heard of any history? Nat one?
You're still thinking about, like, what did it mean? There's a whole bunch of things like it out there. In me?
Kian, I kind of get what you meant about Marigold being charmed. This certainly is a charming fella.
Well, you know, if we're supposed to be back here in the morning, we can deal with that in the morning after we're rested.
If I might, I suppose perhaps a proof piece for the devil thing. There's a time stipulation associated with what we're doing. What is it?
You got 7 days.
There, that was easy. We'll come back in the morning. Have a lovely evening.
Yuri's got the party brain sound.
Just like that.
What does that mean
Sleep
for
well,
us?
don't you worry. Keep an eye out for you all.
Wait.
Thanks.
Okay.
Henry's already on the way back. Okay.
Song picks up again.
It doesn't happen.
Well, I think he can see them.
But seeing and having eyes are not necessarily the same. I'm going to bed.
You could say my eyes are out.
Good
if you
night.
really- Do y'all go back to bed?
Yes.
Yeah. How's
I
Wiley
guess
looking?
so.
Is Wiley okay?
I feel like
Yeah,
you're all
what's
inside.
Wiley?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wiley doesn't seem particularly disturbed any more so than they already have been in general this evening.
They've already seen the devil today.
Yeah. I mean, of course there is like, surprise on their face when you step into a clearing and find a skeleton playing a banjo, but there's not like a deep existential horror about it or anything like that. Actually, honestly, they probably look a bit relieved as you walk away peacefully.
As Kian settles back into their bedroll, they look to Marigold. Okay, I want you to take an actual watch and not just listen to them play the banjo. Oh, I'm sorry. We gotta stay safe. Can you help Garrett?
She ruffles her feathers and nods,
Thank you.
flies over to land on Kieran's shoulder.
Well, I don't think I'll be going back to bed anytime soon, so I'll help you on the watch.
Yeah, that was odd.
Guess we're just going with it, aren't we? I just want one normal day.
Good luck.
I think we're done with that for a bit.
Yeah, at least, no normal while we're in the ocean.
Skeleton with a banjo is not the worst thing we could have encountered.
Yeah.
You know, I'd say it might be one of the better things we could encounter, even. It did seem like it wanted to help, at least.
Yeah, hopefully everything's just as they said.
I'm gonna curl up with my lion and go back to sleep.
Ox will sit close to Curate, and continue smoking his cigar through their watch and offer it to Curate if he so desires.
He'll try it. It's clear that he's never smoked a cigar before, but he's curious. To a fault.
Constitution
roll, please?
Oh no.
Listen, Errol had to do it, so do you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least I'm a barbarian. Okay, well,
Your,
7.
your mistake was saying at least you're a barbarian.
Yeah.
Kier, you have a pretty bad coughing fit from your first draw of the cigar.
Sit up straight, it will pass.
Here, have some water.
Yeah, I don't get it. I gotta be honest. I mean, they smell nice.
Ugh.
Your watch continues without a hitch. Once in a while, when the breeze is at its quietest, you think you can hear maybe a few notes in the distance. But besides that, you're all able to rest up a relatively peaceful night and wake with the rising of the sun.
All right. Okay, before we reconvene with our skeleton friend, Wiley, you're making, I believe, I heard you were to be making a decision about whether or not to continue on with us or follow the ley lines.
I don't know how to use this. He gestures to the dagger.
Yeah, we know.
I think if you are doing anything that involves something dangerous, I'm gonna slow you down, or it's gonna kill me.
If you go off on your own in the oceans, that certainly will. I know coming with us is not the safest option, but we know how to hold our own. I think you have more of a chance if you come with us.
Would I have to roll history or something for the relative safety of the ley line between Donnie and somewhere?
No, you're Henry Tempest Goodlove of Goodlove and Goodlove Airlines. You would know this. It is a well-established ley line. Relatively a safe ley line to travel along. Relatively. It's likely that someone traveling alone who does not know how to use a dagger will perish within a few days.
To put it lightly.
But if you have to travel alone down a ley line, why not this one?
It's not a good idea.
If you stay with us, we can get you to safety.
Honestly, my main concern for you is food. You'll have to forgive me, but you don't have any sort of backpack or any bedrolls or
You also
hunting.
don't want to become food.
No, I don't.
I have rations. I'm more than happy to share.
Yeah, I'll stick with you.
Okay then.
You will not be judged for hiding when things get dangerous.
No,
if they do.
In fact, please do.
Yeah.
Wiley does kind of laugh at that. Understood. Thank you.
Well, off to the skeleton then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all don't have to walk far. Skeleton steps out from behind the tree at the edge of the clearing.
Who got you down? It was Marigold.
The king.
Yeah.
I got myself down, actually.
Oh. Do you have a name or something we can call you?
The skeleton steps up to you, holds out a hand. Of course I do. My name's the man what got hanged at the crossroads 2 days walk west of somewhere, 2 years past on the solstice. You can call me the Hanged Man.
Once again, not in character.
The man what got hanged at the crossroads 2 days walk west o somewhere, 2 years past on the solstice.
They shake it. You can call me Bree.
Alright, but what's your name?
That's what I want to go by right now. So,
Alright. Well, the rest of you can introduce yourselves?
Ox will hold out his hand. Ox Alice Camphor.
Goes without saying. Shakes your hand.
Henry Goodlove?
Hi, I'm Carrot. He'll wave.
Garrett, what?
Oh, Carrot Passari?
y'all.
I must admit, I do like it when I was the primary one with only the last name introduction.
Okay then.
Well, Henry, you also didn't introduce yourself with the third name.
My God.
attached
I'm
this
trying to
time.
sound a little less pretentious.
Hi, name's Virgil. Can we go? Nice to meet you.
What's grinding your gears?
Not you. This time.
Something's kind of always grinding his gears, actually.
You know, if you keep worrying all the time, there's going to be just a line always there between your eyebrows.
It's too late. Let's go.
Henry has to visibly suppress a laugh.
Virgil steps a little bit closer towards fucking snapping.
Have you ever heard of emotional constipation?
You're going to lead us, I assume, towards the dome.
I certainly am. I assume anyone wants to guide through the dangers of the oceans, am I right?
Certainly.
I mean, yeah, it's preferable.
All right, come with me.
Okay.
If no one else will do it, Henry will take the lead behind our skeleton hanged man friend.
I will take up a position like off the flank behind Henry and the skeleton.
So you know how you were joking about everyone lining up like kindergartners and holding on to like the little lead rope? You could do that now as this rope drags behind the hanged man.
That is not my mother.
But
Also,
is
that's
it
his
attached
tail.
to his foot?
Yeah. I think anyone who travels through the oceans is accustomed to moving with care and quiet, on alert at all times. The hanged man does not seem to have similar concerns. He traipses along at a decent pace, will constantly be, plucking out songs on the banjo, making this strange humming sound that doesn't quite sound the same as a human's hum or a person's hum. It vibrates, it echoes strangely between his teeth. And your friend is very chatty. Are you all chatty in return?
Virgil's listening.
Kian is kind of quiet, but does pay attention, and their unease lessens. They'll join in a little bit.
Henry's a certified yapper, so
That's what I was waiting for.
he'll absolutely converse with the skeleton.
Yeah, Kira doesn't want to be rude, so when appropriate, he will chime in as well.
Yeah, Ox will chime up here and there, but he does trail towards the end of the party and sticks close to Wiley.
Wiley does not participate in discussion.
Yeah.
Those of you who are chatty, can you roll just charisma checks?
25.
1.
6.
18.
18. It's clear who the hangman likes more. He kind of stops engaging with Ox and with Kira.
Oh no.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Not literally pretending they're not there, but it stays surface level small talk with you.
It would be different if you could see your fat ass.
It would be different if he could see your fat ass.
Thank you.
25 and 18. He does ask you questions about yourselves. Like what you did in somewhere. Did you go to this casino? Did you go to that one? Have you tried any of the tequila? Stuff like that.
What's your social security number?
Yeah, your social security number, your mom's middle names. He also talks about himself some too. He describes the sort of story of his existence without much secrecy or hesitance behind it. I really think it's probably a good idea for y'all to make this deal with the devil. I know that's sort of a overdone kind of stereotype kind of thing, but it is for a reason. I mean, without them, I wouldn't be walking and talking to you right now. I done got killed out in the oceans, and devil helped me out, and now here I am. It's like I wasn't quite gone, but I was mostly gone.
Gone enough to just be, skeleton.
Well, that kind of came afterwards.
Oh.
So what did the devil ask of you in return?
That I help them out and stick around. I'm in their service.
So do you help people like us a lot?
Sure do.
Are you well travelled then?
I've actually never been sent out quite this far before. The devil couldn't quite make it up the ley lines until pretty recently, thanks to you.
So they can't actually go beyond the ley lines at borders of somewhere.
Well, not for now, right? Wink. Sorry, I gotta say it.
He can't, flip one of the coins.
Maybe Ox goes, he can't just flip one of the coins. The skeleton reaches up, taps at the coin, and it does spin in his eye socket. Well, shit! Does it again. This changes everything. Does it again.
On the topic of the devil, so they're interested in being able to go everywhere?
I mean, sure, isn't everyone? Ain't you?
When? I'm not a guardian, that's a little different. I don't have responsibilities of that caliber to keep track of.
Alright, but you still want to go everywhere, aren't you?
Um,
Sure you do, you're a good love.
I don't know. Mountains seem very cold. I don't think I'd want to go there.
Okay, but if somebody told you you couldn't go to a mountain, you'd want to go to it, right?
Probably not, honestly.
Henry wouldn't die on Mount Everest.
Henry, if someone you didn't like told you you couldn't do that, I feel like you might still try to do it out of spite.
There's a difference between spiting Scar when we're directly in front of her and theatricals. So maybe I would, but no one's telling me that right now. Are we insinuating that the devil has someone that is telling them that they can't go places? Outside of, I don't know, just sort of some sort of established rules or something of that nature?
You've been around, living for what? How old are you? 27? You've been existing.
Hey, why do you know that? Hey!
You've been existing in this world for what, 27-something years, yeah? Listen, I'm a skeleton, and I still know that things can't just come and go everywhere they want. I mean, that's why y'all got me here, isn't it?
Well, maybe I shouldn't have been so surprised that they're interested in circumnavigating those sorts of rules.
They're literally just like you.
I don't know about that.
Anyway, all I'm saying is, like any deal, you want to be careful about the wording or whatever, but in my experience, pretty trustworthy. Kept up their end of the deal.
Have you ever witnessed any situations, I'm not sure, where someone was taken advantage of or, something horrible happens?
Sure, I've seen some pretty horrible things happen to people.
As a direct result of the deal that they made?
Yeah, but you're good at this kind of shit,
Oh.
right?
Yes.
Though the grating and loud sound of the hangman's voice may put you all on edge as you walk through the woods of the ocean, it seems to shield you instead of attract danger. You make it through the first day without a hitch.
I meant to do this earlier and I got distracted. What does the hangman look like under detect magic?
The skeleton gives off necromantic magic. The 2 coins, one of them has a faint celestial magic glow to it. The other looks a bit more what you would find in a traditional fae.
Kian would relay that quietly.
You settle down for the night. Y'all rest easy, I'll take watch. Lucky for me, I don't need to sleep, so...
We'll help out a little bit.
Sure, if you want. He plays a song as he does, and again, you can hear it, it's quiet, but you can hear it as he just walks in circles around the camp throughout the night.
Just so we're clear, we're assuming that anything he hears, the devil hears.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe we...
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to say it aloud.
Just outside of this circle the hangman is walking, there are creatures about. Mostly shadowed beasts. She can catch the glow of their eyes once in a while. It's like they can't move in closer, but their attention is grabbed. You see pairs of eyes following the skeleton as it walks around.
I would love to risk getting a good night's sleep and send Nico a message. Fuck. Okay. Out of curiosity, how many Dawn Shepherds do you think there were? Aside from me and Rowan?
Sorry, I think it stops there.
Great, okay. God.
And then you hear a voice in your head as the magic picks up again, and she sends to you. Why did you ask that?
Because 7 of us survived the trial. And I think Rowan and I are the only ones who remember. The others. I hoped you might also. Sorry. Point of order, she had one of Virgil's old sketchbooks, but all of the other shepherds were ripped out of it?
Yes.
Cool. Fucked in vain. Continue.
It's about 30 minutes later that, again, you hear a voice in your head, this one belonging to Mary.
Great.
Hey, I don't know what, but whatever you said, maybe avoid the subject in the future.
Okay, is she okay? Is everything alright? Is it a matter of health or emotional distress? I'm so sorry.
You don't hear anything in reply.
Cool.
Meredith isn't as advanced as you guys.
Meredith is the best.
Good. Sorry.
Yeah, get good.
Oh my god!
He's trying. He's
Sorry.
a simple bookshop owner.
Sorry.
He's perfect.
Sorry.
And you don't hear anything back for the rest of the night.
Okay, I have one more spell left. I'll send to Rowan instead. Just saying hello. All is well here, considering. How was your day? You said the flowers were blooming. How many?
All is well here. Quiet. 2 blooms so far. I hope you're well. And unless you have more mischief you all need to get up to.
No. Go to bed.
Not tonight.
Day 2 passes by. And along the way, just halfway through the day, when the sun is up, again it feels weirdly pleasant. The hangman does turn back to you all. Now listen, don't get too comfortable, alright? Your journey back's not going to be quite this nice. Enjoy it while you can.
That sounds ominous. Are you not gonna be coming with us on the way back?
I'm impressive in my own ways, but sort of run out of steam at some point, you know?
Is everything okay?
It's like you gotta go back home, rest up, recharge, refresh.
Oh.
I mean, if I asked you to just endlessly cast your spells throughout the day, how would you fare?
Not very good for most of them.
Well, there you go. It's not easy holding these things off. Gestures out into the woods.
I'm impressed.
It's greatly appreciated. Thank you.
If you want me to help you out more on the way back, I can sort of drop things for now if you prefer. But, you know, they seem pretty hungry.
That's typical.
Yeah, I think maybe it's best if we stay in our best shape now before we go into a dome.
I agree.
It's funny, like, your name's Kira, right?
Yeah?
Like Key, you know?
No, what?
Like Key, like a key, and the skeleton, like, gestures turning of a key.
Really normal thing to say.
I guess I've never really thought about it. It's spelled different.
What do you mean by that?
Like a key, that you use to open things.
Right, yes. But never mind.
Like
Are
it
you
could be a
making-
nickname.
I think what they're trying to ask is, are you making a pun or an observation?
An observational pun.
Can I roll for insight on Teddy?
On God?
I feel like Kian is like so obviously about to say something and then is like, wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, breathe.
Yeah.
Do we need a key to get in the dome?
Well, yeah, of course you do. But you got one.
As in, you or Kira?
It's gonna be a team effort.
Forgive me, I've never been here. What do you need me to do?
You just need to unlock it. Mike, you are all so on edge. You're just gonna take a key and you're gonna turn it.
What key?
Well, it's a skeleton key, you might say.
Oh, good
This is my hole that was made for me.
Why don't we evaluate the physical structure once we get there?
Yeah.
I'm crying.
And you continue on your way.
Actually about to cry.
This is beautiful.
Are there any more hijinks on the second night?
Fuck, man.
Did I ever have Henry talk to Virgil? Or did I just imagine the conversation?
You might have imagined it.
Imagine
A lot
it.
happened.
Even though the hanged man is doing a fantastic job of keeping watch.
Thank
on the
you.
second night. You're welcome. It's true. On the first watch for this night, Henry joins him for a little bit for his watch. Does he sit down?
By the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Henry will join him over by the fire, and so I've been meaning to ask, and since we have a relaxed moment, relatively speaking, but so about the whole shepherd soul, thingy with the gem. I've seen you do some kind of like meditation type ritual before.
Yeah.
I was sort of curious if you could teach me.
He closes his journal, puts it away. I mean, yeah, I can.
Is it useful?
The short version is yes. Usually. It is not without its drawbacks, as most things are with us and our soul gem things. I'm not saying no. I do want to warn you that it is not something that we got into for a good deal longer. But we can try, yeah. I should tell you it does not come easy at first. And I can't tell you what it will feel like for you because it is one of those things that is different for each of us. So it might be uncomfortable or even painful, but we can try.
I'm definitely open to trying. I've been sort of curious. There's been some, strange developments since everything.
Any new ones that we don't know about?
I think I went over everything with the fire, right?
Yeah, I can walk you through it. For me, it is how I sort of connected with the light that you all have seen a couple of times, but who knows, I might be a shit teacher because I can't seem to fucking do it.
Maybe walking through the process with someone else will help you.
Yeah,
Better.
maybe. Well, get comfortable, sit however is best for you. And for me, it is meditation. For Errol, it helped to imagine painting. So maybe if there is some peaceful, relaxing activity that works for you, you could imagine that. Maybe fletching arrows, I've seen you do. Sort of visualize that.
Alright. Visualize something. Should I usually hold yours, right?
Yeah, it can help.
Alright. Henry will sit down in the dirt and take off the necklace he has for his soul gem. Hold it in both hands, and anything else, just imagine.
Yeah, start with that, and there is a breathing technique that is helpful, at least for me. In for 7, hold for 4. Out for 7, hold for 4. So, you can try that.
Alright, I'll give it a try then.
Okay.
Following the breathing technique, Henry will hold his soul gem in both hands in his lap and close his eyes. And for him, his relaxing activity that he pictures is, it's a little bittersweet, but playing the piano in the apartment that he used to have back when they were still furnishing, and a rug and sunlight that would come in from the window.
Roll a wisdom check, please. That was so feminine.
Would you roll a wisdom check, please?
Bro, that's wisdom. I'm getting manly here. That's 12.
Holy shit!
12. 10 and 2, baby.
Henry, you picture yourself playing the piano. And are you a daydreamer, Henry?
No.
You are not accustomed to how easily you can slip into this sort of daydream then. It's not like a hallucination. Like, you're still aware of the woods around you. You can still hear Virgil across the way. Are you meditating as well?
Yeah, he would join him.
Well, you roll too.
What am I fucking rolling? A wisdom check?
Yeah.
Disappointing as always.
That's not
6.
6. Okay. You hear the sound of Virgil breathing, across from you, close, guiding you in and out. But you also feel like you can almost detect the warmth of the sunlight as it creeps through the window. You can almost hear the sound of the piano. It harmonizes nicely with the banjo being played in the distance. The piano beneath you begins to blacken, like it chars. The notes grow discordant as you continue to play, and you keep trying, and you know you're pressing the right keys, but the sound just becomes harsher and harsher. And then you press a key and it crumbles to ash, another key and it crumbles to ash. And then there's nothing around you. And you emerge from this with a gasp.
Well,
Are you okay?
yes, I'm fine. I mean, it wasn't awful or anything, just maybe a little on the nose.
It's sort of normal if it is awful, so if it was, that's unfortunately on the right track.
Is there a specific sort of end goal?
Well, for me, it gives me a different way to fight. It was different for each of us. But it wasn't something we learned in one day.
I didn't really expect that part, but probably keep experimenting with it.
Yeah. If something talks to you, though, will you tell me?
I'll definitely be seeking your advice at that point.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I should probably head to sleep then. I'm not the biggest fan of exhaustion, so.
Yes, get some rest.
Good night.
Good night. And as Henry leaves, Virgil will just sit there and stare at his sword and again come to terms with how he cannot fucking seem to do this. Does Henry go to bed?
It takes him a minute to fall asleep, but not necessarily from restlessness. He's just thinking about it, but he's not up for too terribly long.
When it seems like he is properly laid down, Virgil will try one more time. Christ. 8.
Nothing happens.
Okay. He'll finish out the rest of the watch, and I will send to Ophelia. Hi, sorry it's late. Is everything okay? That's, I guess, what's most important.
Don't apologize. When you say everything, I assume you mean Errol.
That was basically everything.
It comes and goes. The alrightness, honestly, they seem troubled after your message.
Fuck. He will sit there and try to arrange another message in his head and just give up and cast sending to Errol. I'm sorry. I miss you. I love you deeply. I hope that they have that Jasmine. I know I am not there, but Orna is.
That's a goal.
And she's lovely. She's good company.
Oh, it's fine. Who needs to be remembered? An excellent chance for a new start. My reputation was not the best, so time to tune out.
He doesn't sound upset at all.
Not at all.
They're normal about it.
You can tell by their words.
Fuck. Well, gonna lay down and look at the stars, I guess, and count them. Let's just count the stars.
Yeah.
It's probably early hours of the morning before the sun rises. Kian will get up from their trance and find Marigold. Can you go check in with Jock?
Marigold closes her eyes, and then when she opens them, there's a new sort of intensity to them. She looks at you, looks around.
I kind of forgot that I could do this, honestly. Or that she could.
Is everything alright?
Yeah, yeah, sorry, that sounded so worried.
You do tend to sound a bit worried.
But it's a stressful time.
No, you are so valid.
I wasn't expecting to be here so soon and so far. And to be honest, I just wanted to hear your voice. But also, maybe we should check in about some things.
The Falcon preens a feather. It's good to hear your voice too. We are on our way up north,
Are you doing okay?
of course.
Is Scar doing okay?
Should she not be okay?
I mean more in the, she was very mad at the whole situation, and then now we're here, and I'm not sure exactly what Mela has said about what was happening. Just wondering if a storm is coming our way, you know?
I would say that the winds, I mean, not the winds as in us, but the winds as in the winds of the storm that you speak of metaphorically, are strong at the moment, but perhaps with some gentle discussion and therapy along the way, Scar can be made to calm down to a brisk breeze before we get to you.
Well, I wish you luck with that.
I will take any luck you can send.
Well, I want to hold on to some of my luck, so I
I
can't
said
really...
any luck you can send.
I don't know how much I have left.
So are you sending me luck or are you not sending me luck?
I'll send some your way.
Thank you.
Perfect. Is now a bad time? Just to talk for a bit?
Hmm?
I think I'd like some company for a while everybody else is sleeping.
I would love some company that I don't fear is going to shoot me at any moment. So, yes, that sounds perfect.
Perfect. Kian will just talk about less scary things.
Jacques is happy to listen. He does try out singing as a falcon to see what happens. So he keeps it quiet, but those of you who sleep a little lighter may hear in the kind of twilight of half-woken rest a sort of odd, gentle, whistly, screechy, discordant tune as he attempts to figure out how a falcon can sing.
She was a falcon and a songbird.
I was invested in the song, perhaps not by choice.
And after an apology for his subpar singing, takes off, and you're able to have a quiet night. Then, on the third day of your trip, the sun is low, the shadows are long. You see like a black sun setting on the horizon, the curved shape of the dome. It looks almost like it's made of obsidian, though it has an iridescent sheen to it that catches the setting sun. It's big. It's like the size of the prison building in Paradise.
Let's get in there and find out.
And how far from the dome is that lake that we saw that was surrounded by the mushrooms?
It's like
Close
one and a
to
half.
friends.
1.5 days. The hanged man stops playing the banjo. So you get up to the dome. And places his hands on his hips. There's a little click on each side. So he looks around and nods in a kind of knowing way. And then turns to you, Kirit. Doesn't kick you. He just like lifts up his foot in the direction of your face. And with another sort of click-clack sound, like wiggles his toes.
Can I help you?
Yeah, the key's the big toe.
What?
The key. I made a really funny joke about the skeleton key.
It's a literal skeleton.
It's a little, yeah.
Just a really quick question. Do you know why it has to be Kirit?
You got some, and he sort of gestures to all of you. I don't know what the hell you did, but, just trust me.
Alright. Do I, like, pick you up? Or
It's just the toe, what the hell?
do I take your toe off?
Yeah.
Is it going to hurt?
No.
Okay. Good. He grabs He grabs that piggy. You could have been normal about it, but you said I grabbed that piggy. What do you want? What do you want? He grabs his bony toe.
And the bone easily disconnects from the skeleton as a whole. And you find yourself holding a small key. The base of the key is skeleton bone shaped. It's a fine-toothed key. It's very small. The hanged man grins, gives you a thumbs up. That wasn't so hard, was it?
No. He'll look over at the dome and look for some obvious keyhole.
Here, follow me. And he guides you around. The rest of you, I assume, are following.
Yeah.
You walk around about a quarter of the way, and you don't see any sign of change in it. It's just perfect, smooth, shining stone. The hangman comes to a stop, taps it. Right here?
You seem very familiar with all of this. Have you been here before?
No, but Devil has.
Yeah, okay.
He made you burn the key. All right. Curate puts the key in the lock.
You don't see a lock.
Oh.
You knock the key against the surface of the dome. Nothing happens. It just makes sort of a gentle sound. You gotta, do your shit, your thing.
My what?
It's one of those things you grow. Mushrooms.
A mushroom.
Do you need
I've
to
got
get high?
No, I mean, you certainly can if you want. Unfortunately, I left all that stuff at home, but maybe later. No, I mean, you just gotta shape it.
Huh.
Staring expectantly at Kier.
I do have my tear vials. I could try that.
Did I ever identify those? Or am I a
Don't
bad
you also
wizard?
have mushrooms still. I don't think you used all.
I think so.
You got any spores with you?
Oh, I do. He'll dig through and pull out a mushroom from Freya.
He gestures to the dome again.
Kieran's just gonna kind of cluelessly sort of bonk the mushroom onto the dome.
Are you telling it what you want it to do, or are you just fucking around?
I've never done this before.
Tell it to make a keyhole.
Kieran's gonna think really hard about a keyhole.
The mushroom that you are bonking against the surface takes the mycelia grow from the body of the mushroom and quickly spread throughout the surface of the dome.
Oh.
They quickly form the sort of warped shape of a door, and more of the roots, the mycelia, sort of crawl inwards and make an imprecise shape of a small keyhole.
That's interesting. And he'll try the key in the lock.
It fits perfectly. There's no click, there's no swing of a door opening. There's just a sudden, quick decay as the growth takes over this door-shaped, essentially drawing you've created. The new roots, the new fungus eats away at the surface of the dome and tunnels inwards.
Okay.
It seems solid beneath the...
Like, is it a shell or?
Yeah.
For now, you just see like it's solid.
Oh, awful.
And you can hear this sort of, it's like the word I would use to describe, like...
Oh,
Oh,
that's
no.
not a word, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay, well then you hear a sound growing more and more distant as this fungus continues to bury its way deeper into the dome.
That's going forever.
Okay. So this isn't going to close behind us, yeah?
I don't know.
Okay.
Great.
If it does, well, I guess are you going
Oh,
with
you
us?
mean like when you're in it, like you're worried that it's going to close you in it?
Yeah, that is a concern.
No. Not as long as you keep this one alive.
Oh,
Points to Kirit.
I mean, we were hoping to do so, yeah. Yeah.
Cool. I guess I'll stay on that.
I'm assuming you'll stay outside of the dome.
Oh yeah, I mean, I am not going to be here when you get back.
I thought you were gonna be here when you get back.
I could be here, but I'd just be a pile of bones.
Oh,
We wouldn't want that. You do what you need to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna go home. What you looking at me like that for?
Oh, I'm just confused. It was nice
Yeah,
meeting
you seem like the type.
Damn.
called you a fucking dumbass.
It was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
Thank you for the assistance getting it here.
Oh, do you need your key back?
Nah, it's a gift.
Oh. Thanks.
You're welcome. The hangman turns to Ox, raises a hand, and flips one of the coins.
Ox will tip his hat.
And the hanged man saunters off, playing a gentle tune on the banjo as he goes.
Let's get in this dome.
And we gently console Wiley as we take Wiley into the dome.
How big is the door, Kirit?
Big door?
Kirit's pretty tall. The door is tall enough to fit him with like at least a foot of clearance. So it's like 7 or so
Oh my god.
feet tall.
Oh my god.
So Wiley has to crouch the whole time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Occasionally, like,
Buddy.
Wiley's horns scrape against the side.
Can we make him small?
Unless you want to be like a cat or
Honestly, yeah.
like maybe
I don't care. Literally anything.
What should I make him? A bird, maybe.
A cow.
no, I was thinking a cow, but it's too big.
Not that.
Something that can defend itself.
Something that could see in the dark. He just wants to turn its brain off. Like, that's...
Rat.
It's appropriate.
What can see in the dark that's like a rat sized? I think turn Wiley into like a small little bear.
A bear? Not a cat?
small. That can be actually protect itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I wanted
Yeah.
something with
Yeah.
claws, and I couldn't think of any other
raccoon?
cats.
So you all say, like, okay, let's do a cat, and Kian turns around, and then you see a small
Yeah.
black bear following behind.
Yeah.
So, Kian...
Have you seen a cat before?
I've seen cats.
And they look like that?
No, I do know that this is a bear.
Okay. Well,
He's quite cute.
that clears that up.
I just thought it would. I was trying to think of the Wiley version of a cat.
Do they get the stats of the animal they turn into?
Yeah.
The bear lets out a little and clambers over to stay by Ox's side and sticks pretty close to you, Ox, for the rest of this
Yeah.
journey onwards.
I will cast light on my sword.
Okay.
And I will just have it, like, unsheathed, held out. I'll take the front.
So you are faced with this wall. Kirit, where are you in order?
Right behind Virgil.
About 3 feet ahead of Kirit is where the decay begins and continues. Move onwards and then downwards.
I don't want to even ask this. If I listen, does it sound like behind us is also, like, are we in a little bubble?
It doesn't seem like it's closing behind you. if that's
Okay.
what you mean.
Whew, thank you.
The light is slowly the little hole until we can't see behind us anymore.
Yeah. It begins to move downwards and starts to gently spiral, kind of like switchbacks almost.
Oh god.
Uh,
I hate this.
and then
good.
you find yourself emerging from the ceiling, and the decay forms a sort of 3-walled tunnel for you, again spiraling down around, like a vast trunk, essentially.
Like a spiral staircase down of
Yes.
dust mushrooms.
Yes.
So we're like in a little chute. Is it open above us?
When you look up above you, you can see where you emerged.
Uh-huh.
And the texture of the ceiling just looks a bit like the gills of a mushroom.
Okay.
Big
Maybe
Big mushroom.
maybe it's friendly? Like...
Anyway, you can tell from the echo of your footsteps. Again, it's like it's petrified, the surface you're walking on. It is hard. You can tell from the echo of your footsteps that you're in at least a fairly large space, but the light from your sword is not enough to fully illuminate. You can just tell if you lean over that there is a drop that lasts beyond the light of your sword.
Okay.
You head downwards further and further, then you reach the ground.
What's the ground like?
Stone.
Hewn?
Yes. Smooth, even stone. I'm curious, what are you doing, thinking, hoping for, looking for, dreaming of?
Oh. Carrot's thinking about networks of mycelium underneath the forest floor and the size of the bodies of fungi in a somewhat fearful but amazed way.
The new growth of mushrooms continues to grow just around Kirit's feet. And they still continue to make this sound as they dig into and attempt to consume the stone around you. And then quite quickly they begin to die as they find no source of nutrient in this stone floor.
So, are we gonna talk about this?
Which part?
Henry, as you glance around the room looking for a structure, to be like just out of your range of vision, you can see the beginnings of a wall. There's some sort of building there.
The part where you're kind of doing what Lo does.
I don't know exactly how I'm doing it.
And I believe that. I'm just a little unsettled. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems as though you are as well.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Sure is making a sound.
it's a lot. Do you need a light?
Yeah, I can't see very
Oh,
far.
I'm sorry.
We have the sword.
Yeah, I can give you something though. Is there something on your immediate person I could light up for you?
He'll hold up the mushroom that he tapped on the dome.
Sure, yeah, okay. Virgil will give it a little tap and light it up. Okay,
If I may, there does seem to be a little bit of a... Henry will point in the direction of wall. Our next point of interest, perhaps, over that way.
Yeah, let's see, how many more connections we find ourselves having to this place, right?
yeah, bets on there being someone captive down here, or someone long escaped,
I
or...
hope not.
Find out.
Does it feel like the ocean's here, or like a haven?
Once Kirit's fungi start to die away, it feels like the oceans.
How long has it been since Kian's had a little sippy?
You need a juice box?
Kian's definitely not brought it up.
Yeah, so you're probably a little peckish.
Yeah. Doesn't really feel like the oceans so much. But now it's starting to come back a little bit.
Yeah, the mushrooms seem to have that effect.
We should try to figure out how this works.
It's at least part of why we're here, yes?
Let's see what we can find, and deal with it later if we have to.
Kirt will think about a path in the direction that Henry indicated, made out of mushrooms.
A few remnants of mycelia begin to push onwards in front of you. And these, not finding much to dig into, do die out pretty much as soon as they are born. But they at least point you in a direction. If you all walk that way, you eventually come to a door. And it looks much like the doors that you found in the last haven that you discovered.
Before we go opening this specific door, perhaps we should check for unwanted presences. Can any of us do that? I can't, but...
There's no windows to this bitch, right? That's been our problem.
There haven't been historically.
No. What if you thought
Bug size.
of, like a small
Not bad.
window in the build? Would that work?
Kirt pictures a little round window.
The fungal growths, again, they don't have anything to really hold on to at the moment. They die as soon as they live.
I mean, we can listen through it. I can try, but I think somebody else should also.
Yeah, I'll put my ear up to the door and see what I can hear.
I'll have Delilah do an investigation.
Yeah, can I have Blossom, do a little sniff and listen?
Wiley follows suit and kind of sniffs at the door.
Oh, he's braver like this. Baby bear.
Not one perception check.
Excellent. You're distracted by the cute little baby bear.
Yeah.
Better when I'm rolling as Blossom. 16.
16?
For sniffings.
24.
24.
7.
Ox, you got a 24 for listening, and Blossom got a 16 for sniffing
And listening.
and listening. Ox, you press your ear to the door. It takes a moment because there's a lot of snuffling sounds around you, but you manage to tune those out, and you don't think you hear anything on the other side. Blossom sniffs around beneath the small crack at the bottom of the door. It smells like stale air, and that's about it.
Seems fine.
Yeah, I can't hear anything, so I think we're good.
Alright then. Well, I suggested I suppose I'll go first, and Henry will open the door.
It swings open easily. You find yourself in a library. It's quite similar to what you found in Freya, except for there's no sign of wear and tear or aging on any of the books that line the walls. The desks have no sign of decay in the wooden legs. Everything appears to be brand new. On the far side, you see another door. Above you, the ceiling is decorated sort of whimsically. There are stars painted there, plants blooming. You see dandelions and their seeds blowing in the wind, waves, birds, mushrooms much like the ones that have grown around you, as well as the thin silvery lines that connect one shining star to another.
Are there constellations?
Yes.
With the stars?
Yes, but this room, it is a star map in a way, but this one is a lot less scientific. It's not to scale in any way. It doesn't appear to be perfectly accurate. It's more like a mural.
Do you think we should just, while we're here, before we've disturbed anything that might get disturbed, just read?
Before we do that, can I do a quick sweep of the room and see if there are any places where dust has been disturbed? 12.
There doesn't seem like there's much dust to disturb. Like I said, this place, it appears almost new.
Yeah.
You don't see any sign of muddy footprints trekking through or anything like that.
Interesting. Yeah, okay. I would love to comb through a couple titles and see if there's any that are readable. Is this Celestial?
Yes, it's all written in Celestial.
Yeah. Do you think this was created to keep people out or keep something in? The big dome mushroom?
Seems a little more like keeping things out to me. Mostly just because I imagine if there was something in here, then there wouldn't be such a... Well, I mean, you've seen the state of the other two versions of this room we've been in.
And that's... Well, one of them, the thing had escaped that was meant to be kept in.
And flooded.
Which came first, do you think?
Flooding was... Well, maybe we'll find out by reading.
And any mentions of... Oh, good lord, what's the name on the painting again? Dickens? Dickens. Daniel S. Dickens, if there's any mention of that. The devil, their name.
Or Vivian.
I dig in with my little paws.
Yeah.
I cast
yeah.
comprehend
Investigate.
languages and also dig in.
We're doing a lot of investigation. I am going to cast Borrowed Knowledge and think of Hoku's skill with parsing out what is important from the rest and add my proficiency to this roll. So that is a 15 investigation.
Okay. 7.
I think Kirit, what attracts your attention is another book on mushrooms and fungi, also written by Sealfear. It's clearly a different book, same subject. Seems like it is an advancement, a level up, I guess, in study from the original. Dives in a little bit deeper to different types of mushrooms, the way they grow, patterns in the way the fungal bodies sprout, and this kind of grabs your attention while that is happening. So 17, 17, 15, 20, 1. Henry, one very thick spine of a book attracts your attention. It appears to be hand-bound, and on the side, you read the words, "The Trials."
Excuse me.
No, leave that one. I don't think it's
not important.
Irrelevant.
Yes.
In it, you find a mix of charts that are filled out, in a careful hand, as well as some notes scribbled on the side, here and there in the margins. Down one column is just subject groups. The other is observations. Subject group A, consuming the blood has no observable effect. Subject group B, consuming the fungi has no observable effect. Mushroom caps crumble and dry quickly after harvesting. Subject group C, consuming the mycelia has no observable effect. Subject group D, consuming the blood and the cap has no observable effect. Subject group E, consuming the blood and the mycelia has no observable effect. Subject group F, consuming the cap and the mycelia has no observable effect. And then there are a few more pages of notes, scribbles, illustrations of mushrooms, a few of figures that resemble the Falcon, winged people. You find a new note. Blood carries the soul's essence. Mycelium carry faith's essence. Subject group G. Something has changed. The mixture of celestial blood and coelophore spores has an effect on the birds. Their feathers turned to white, and magic streamed like starlight off of them in waves before they died. Subject group H. This may be it. The subject's own blood and the spores grown from the soil we tilled mixed with the blood of the celestial. There are signs of weakening muscles and feather loss, but they live on. The body appears to reject still some aspects of this tincture, but again I think too small. We are creating something new. We must not reflect the stars must reflect us. Subject group I, the tincture acts as a poison in living people and the subjects were lost. Reviving proved impossible by any of our current means. Subject group J, the youngest subjects formed eggs. Eggs, the tillers have a sense of humor, don't they? Now we must watch and wait.
Excuse me.
Those of you who rolled 17, Kian and Ox, you come across the portrait at the same time. You're kind of combing the walls and both end up meeting in the center beside the door at the other side. And there's a framed picture, and it's just titled in a little simple label at the bottom of the frame, "The Team." You take it from the wall to get a better look. It's a large group of people, 25. They're all smiling, arms around each other. A couple faces stand out to you. One looks a lot like Lo, though much better dressed in a clean, floor-length fringed coat, grinning with his arm around someone who looks much like the face you saw in the portrait of Daniel S. Dickens. Also smiles back at the camera. Their other arm is around a elven figure with a soft smile and long hair in braids, wearing Lo's hat.
Excuse me?
Other faces you do not find recognizable. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm trying to decipher in which way they're wearing those hats.
Virgil.
Yeah.
You find what looks to be someone's sort of journal, note-taking scrapbook almost. Much less official or scientific than what Henry is looking through. And you just find like little snippets written down amongst the drawings. Directing the mushroom's roots is that simple. Simple is not easy. Next to a sketch of some of the boxes of tilled soil, much like the ones you saw. It kills and eats even as it grows. What a perfect representation of how the fates play their cards. Controlling the fungi, controlling the stars means controlling our own fate. Celestials, ignorant or unwilling, servants to tillers, all claim not to know. The false reflections work wonders. A star fell when Coelophore destroyed the growth that mirrored it on the material plane. We hear the voice of a celestial for the first time. They are beautiful. It seems it is weak or powerless, without sight on its reflection to guide it, perhaps. We named it the Falcon simply, as it fell with such speed and intent towards the ground. For now, it seems as puzzled about its fate as we are. Another page. The captive stars are beginning to hate us. Well, I don't blame them. Another page. Coelophore is beginning to have their doubts. I can sense it in them. They tell me this is control, order, and greed. They tell me I'm no better than the tillers. Coelophore is losing his mind. Maybe it is simply a weakness in constitution or the destruction of his nature, the mycelium and mushroom caps he used to foster freely. I fear he will have to be contained like the celestials if this goes on. Another page. The dangers outside are increasing.
Huh.
I need a whiteboard.
I know. I need some red string stat. I'm like that meme with like the person with all of it. Yeah. Huh.
Could you reread that line about the mushrooms and the stars and the fate?
Which
Yeah. Every other line.
Controlling the fungi equals controlling the stars, means controlling our own fate.
We love that they write their own destiny and their own doom.
danger? What was that last line? The dangers outside
Grow stronger, I think that's the oceans.
The dangers outside are increasing.
Is the elven figure the one with Lo's arm around them?
Lo has their arm around both Daniel and this other figure.
This other figure. Can you describe them again?
They're an elven figure, the friendly, kind of soft expression on their face. A little taller than Lo, with long dark hair in braids in a curtain around their head. Wearing Lo's hat. He kind of like has his hand on the top of it, like he's just put it on their head.
Yeah. What do you think? They look so happy here.
I wonder when this was.
I think a long time ago.
Do you want me to sit with it for a while? See what I can get?
Yeah.
Takes a big breath and we'll hold out a hand for it.
Kian will pass it over, but first just give Virgil's hand a gentle squeeze.
I'll sit, cross-legged, like back up against a wall or a bookshelf, and in one hand I'll have the portrait, and in the other I'll have the journal that I found. And just get fucked up. I have a pretty high history. I have advantage, so we'll see how this goes. I can do math. 22.
You get vague impressions of people around you. You hear footsteps, you hear the whisper of pages turning, familiar sound of a classroom or a library, distant laughter, conversation you can't quite make out. You hear Lo's voice, as if they stand next to you. It's too dangerous. We don't know what we're doing. And then another voice on the opposite side of you. No, that's why we have to keep going forward to find out. We've lost too many. It's not worth it. Not worth it. This is the only way we're gonna have the world move forward. No one else is willing to take that step. I thought you were. There's a long pause.
Vivian? I'm making guesses. I'm conspiracy.
Sounds like the devil. There's nothing wrong with being human. Of course you'd say that. Of course you would. And the voices fade again.
Oh, Lo.
As far as visions go, not the most traumatizing.
When you open your eyes, Kian is like hands like in front of you, like ready to, I don't know, catch you or comfort you in any way.
You know, not the worst. It sounded like Lo and the devil talking. They were having a disagreement. It sounded like they were close.
What were they disagreeing on?
Well, there are some notes here in this journal. It seems like Lo was of the opinion that they should stop what they were doing here, that there was too much risk to the subjects, and the devil disagreed. It seems they were more interested in progress, innovation.
Well, I want to keep looking, but I don't know what to do next. I'm inclined to believe that Lo is right with everything we've seen.
When they spoke to us, it seemed the devil's intention was to continue tilling the earth. And if this is what they mean by that, I don't know, it seems they were refining the process. I don't know, based on this, if they got to a point where they had minimized or eliminated the harm, but getting there clearly had a cost.
Go see what's in the other rooms.
Yeah.
And Kian gets up quickly and we'll take a look at the portrait. Put it in their bag of holding. It's small.
Yeah. Pocket some of the more important looking books.
Yeah. But they moved the door with a purpose.
Swings open. The next room, it looks kind of like a classroom. One wall is just one large chalkboard, and there are a few desks, work tables scattered around. On the chalkboard, there are blueprints, sketches of some technology you don't recognize, some that resemble devices similar to what you found in the metal graveyard, the strange kind of vehicles. Many just things that you can't begin to understand or recognize, like strange boxes with wires. You find what is clearly the beginnings of sketch for trains, though none of these are quite complete. And there are plenty of loose ends. It's almost like a puzzle being put together instead of something being built from imagination or from the ground up. There'll be one sort of depiction of the inner workings of a device in one corner with a line that connects it to one that's on another section of this chalkboard 2 feet away. Above some of them are labels such as Celestial 1, Celestial 2, Celestial 5. Beneath it, quickly written notes. Celestial 5 describes a vehicle that moves of its own volition. Celestial 1 describes a device that plays pictures. Celestial 2 describes a device that brings people from one place to another faster than any mount.
Ox, you know more about this kind of thing. Have you seen anything like this?
I think Ox looks wide-eyed as he is taking in everything in the room. No, not really. I mean, I recognize some of those blueprints over there as being some of those machines out in the desert. But that's really it.
Are there any dates at all in any of the writing that we've found in the books? Or by the portrait, was there a date for that?
Yeah, I think the journal that you found started 03/01/23.
That's when our podcast came out.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hum! That was an italicized hum.
Pretty cute. Fascinating.
Yeah, you're real cute.
You're real cute.
They are dates that you don't really recognize in a way. They don't seem to be matching up with how you keep track of the dates now necessarily.
Yeah, we don't have the context for how to read this. Okay.
All right. Kian there's a lack of understanding, an anxious energy to them, and they do give the whole room a good look over, but they move to go to the next room.
You move to go to the next room, and you find that there is no next room.
Oh. Is this it?
Historically, this structure has been connected by a tunnel walkway to the others.
Yes, you do not
Yeah.
stop here.
To see if there's other buildings.
Yeah, let's go take a peek outside.
Step outside, walk your way around this cavern beneath the shelter of the mushroom cap, and it appears to be just the single building and the research inside.
Do you think this was the first one?
I don't know. I'm
Possible. Or a base of sort.
the cavern that we're in. Is there space for more buildings, or is it just
I mean, if you
Pretty-
squeeze them in.
okay? So it's
But
pretty
it's smaller in
Yeah.
general.
Okay.
And these are all questions you can ask yourself, but there is someone who you're planning to meet in a few days who may be able to tell you exactly what you want to know. But all you have to do is make a deal.
Oh my god.
And that is where we're going to end our session for tonight.
we stand on separate shores, I'll simmer just a little more. Always fighting over something these days, crying over nothing either way. You've been building up a railroad, laying rails and stakes and wood. You've been building up a railroad, like it'll do you any good. When that train is on the tracks, we can put all this at our backs.
The sea is definitely the plane, like the material plane, the main plane. Then we got the stars, right? And the stars, they're the celestial piece, and with the fate thing. And when they're saying the seas reflect the star, reflect the sea, what they mean is that the stars, they're the systems controlling the fates, basically, down at the ground, the stuff that's going on in the mortal plane. So they are already reflecting the sea. And so then what is it? When you take the stars that are supposed to be in the maintenance and control of the sea itself, and you bring that and you put that in the sea, and you fuck it up though. Like, you have removed the stars itself.
You fuck it up real good.
So like, because my thing is, but I'm fairly certain on this, that the oceans didn't always exist. So they gotta be had been created sometime. So, but, and the stars that make the mushrooms that make the oceans go back away. That's the original, like they were originally all cast in a nice neat little net, imagine, over it with all the stars. But when you remove those stars and you're breaking away parts of that net, that's when you get this, ocean, not derogatory, because I don't mean it like that in the oceans. They're lovely, but like also would not want to travel alone, like, you know.
Yeah, derogatory, you can
know
say.
what I mean? So then you get like that breakdown.
Ocean's dangerous.
And then we got the Guardian piece, right? And we already know with like the devil, with their association directly with, yes, the project like that was going on originally earlier, but they were trying to ascend themselves
someone recording right now?
towards like this celestial aspect, and the devil like has that. So I wonder if the phoenix looks like that third person, because like the Devane speaks for the
Phoenix
but I'm
bird.
not sure if they are the phoenix. I don't think they are like the phoenix. I think the phoenix is like super big. That being said, so like they're imbued with like that starlight, so they can create their like little guardian areas, and then it's like,
Because they were growing the reflections of the stars.
and they were taking like that like net remnant. And then I'm curious about like Lo's situation, because I mean, clearly he also went through some sort of like the ascension process, for lack of better terminology.
Yeah, they were essentially making guardians.
like he could have been against a will.
yeah.
I mean, he does seem to have like kind of shattered memories, so like somebody fucked something up. Like,
He
along the way, but
believed
then
in it at the
why?
beginning.
It is really
When you become a
interesting
subject of your
that-
own fucked up experiment. Interesting.
But we don't know. There's a bunch of
Unless-
pictures of a bunch of people.
Yeah,
They
there's
could
one
all.
picture.
There's one picture of a bunch of people.
3 people?
25.
No, there was
For a bunch, yeah, it was like all of the
Yeah.
researchers that were
which
involved,
like could supposedly be all of the Guardians. That would be wild.